The views expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of this station. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan, a WBKB News public affairs program. Insights deals with the issues affecting those in the community, as well as Northeast Michigan and the state. And now, Insights into Northeast Michigan.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Insights. I'm Lindsay DeLucia. Today we'll be talking about a little bit of the changes that are going on to ACC, Alpena Community College, our community college here in the area. And first, I have Mike Holing here, the Director of Admissions at ACC. Welcome, Mike.
Great to be here, Lindsay. Happy to be here to talk about, like you say, what's happening at ACC.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us. So first, what I want to start off with you about is just the different changes and everything going on with orientation. I know you have a lot going on with the new students coming in summer and fall, so tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you're right. You know, this is the first year that Alpena Community College has instituted a required or mandatory orientation for our new students at ACC. It's really gone extremely well so far. We decided to do this because we just believe it's going to help give our students information on policies, procedures, timelines, services that ACC offers that they need to know about, that they will be successful and make their academic career at ACC go very smooth.
Right, and so how did it used to be? I know it used to not be mandatory for students, and why did you come about making this change?
Well, we used to have an orientation session, but it was not required. It was recommended, suggested, whatever word you want to put in there. We had a variety of different people that came. It was hit and miss, and we really weren't getting everybody this information. It came about, Nancy Saya, our Dean of Students, sort of took this on as one of her challenges this past year. Lori Dazinski, our registrar, who I think will be joining the program later, and I have traveled around to a couple schools to sort of see what they did. Almost all four-year universities and colleges have an orientation session, and now almost half of the community colleges do too. So we went out over to Northwestern Michigan Community College in Traverse City, sort of tried to model ours off theirs. They're a little bigger than us, and so we've made some adjustments. So far, so good. We've had nearly 500 students go through our orientation process lead into this fall.
That's fantastic. And so take me a little bit step by step through each of these orientation sessions.
Sure. Well, the students come in. First of all, they've got to apply for admission to the college, and they sign up for an orientation, which is available on our website just by clicking the orientation registration link. They choose a day and time. They come in. They check in. There's about a 45-minute PowerPoint presentation that I do. That really talks about financial aid, services, timelines, some terminology that they really need to know. Where's our learning center, our library, how do they get tutors, those types of things, how to drop and add a class. After that, they'll go down and meet with an academic advisor, sit down, talk about their class schedule, morning, noon, or night, full-time, part-time, what are their career goals. That advisor helps them get registered. They can get their free student ID, their parking permit, visit financial aid, and by the end of the whole process, about 2 hours, they're a registered student and ready to go for when classes start this fall.
That's great, everything that they need to know in one spot.
Right.
And you said you had 500 students so far come through these. How many sessions have you had?
Quite a few. You know, we had a couple back in April early on, and then we had a couple in May. In June we had 3. We had a couple more here in July. And what I mean by sessions, we had a couple of days, and there were multiple times people could come each day. We've probably done 20, 25 orientations so far, including both here in Alpena and our Oscoda campus down in Oscoda, the Huron Shores campus. They've done really well. We have more coming up. August 5th, we're going to be in Oscoda again. We have a 9:30 and a 1:30 in the afternoon. So if you're down in the Iosco County, Alcona County area watching the show today, jump on our website and come visit us on August 5th. If not, it's August 18th, 19th, and 20th, typically our central registration time. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We've got 3 or 4 time slots each day for to pick from, morning, noon, and night, to help you get registered for when classes start Monday, August 24th. Man, summer's going fast. As you know, the Brown Trout Festival is upon us, and once we get past that, it's going to be August, and back to school time is here, and we're just trying to get people ready to hear at ACC.
Right, it comes right before you know it. I mean, it just sneaks right up on you.
You bet.
And so what do you think that these orientation sessions and the specific information you're giving these students does for the students during the year, or what specific feedback have you gotten from it?
We've got great feedback, and we've had some, because of course parents are encouraged and welcome to come as well. I believe going to college is a team event. It's not a solo performance. You need that support system around you, if that's family members, friends, whoever. So they're all encouraged to come. And I've had parents come who've had students who have attended ACC in the past and have not had this orientation. And they've said, Mike, that was great. Boy, I wish my other son or my other daughter would have had this type of information. So far so good. I haven't really had any pushback yet. People just think this is the process. I'm learning about going to college, and it's really been well received, and we're very happy.
Definitely. And so as for going forward, you plan on keeping this mandatory throughout the years?
Absolutely, even for the next few semesters. This was the first semester we required it, fall of 15. So if there's students out there looking to start classes in January, which will be our spring of 16, we'll start having orientation sessions probably late October, few in November, December, to get people for that. So once again, if you're a new student to ACC, out of high school, maybe didn't go to college, been living life for 10 years, we really want you to do this to sort of acclimate you to the college structure and what we're looking to do at ACC.
Right, and a little question for you. I mean, I know you said that you go through these PowerPoint slides, about a 45-minute PowerPoint. How do you keep through them, repeating them and emphasizing that important information and remembering, what exactly you want these students to know?
Well, it's all important, and what's sort of neat is we've got some clickers that we've got some interaction that the students sort of keep along to keep their interest as well. They're asking questions, and ultimately, a lot of my feedback or conversation has to do with what they're answering on the questions, because my audience is always sometimes different. We do have a lot of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that go to ACC, but our average age of our student is 24, 25, which means we've got a number of 30, 35, 40, 45-year-olds. They've got different questions, different needs, different, what they're looking for. So it keeps the PowerPoint sort of different. Almost every time it's been a little different. So I haven't gotten bored yet. I usually bring the energy and enthusiasm and try to keep some excitement, and usually people leave pretty happy.
Right, and so if someone wants to get involved in an orientation session, where can they go? What can they
So they go to our website, alpenacc.edu, or call the admissions office at 358-7339, which is my number, or Sue Garsbach at 358-7234, and we can give you all the information. If you're sitting out there today thinking, I got to get going for college, boy, August is getting here, give us a call. It's not too late. I know Rob Roos is going to come on later and talk about financial aid and those types of things. Still got plenty of time to get going for the fall, but don't delay anymore. Make it easy for yourself. Help us help you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks so much for all of the information, Mike. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to learning more.
Great. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks so much. And coming up next, Rob Roos, as Mike said, will be in talking to us about some financial aid changes that are going on and what you can expect at ACC. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Insights, where we're talking about some changes going on at ACC this summer. And Rob Roos is with me now. He's the Director of Financial Aid at ACC. Hi, Rob. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lindsay, for having me here.
Of course. So first, what I want to talk to you about is any changes or anything maybe different going on in the financial aid offices at ACC this summer, what you kind of suggest to students coming in.
Okay. I don't know if there's a lot of changes for the year, but what we have going on all the time at our office is hopefully we're getting money out to students, and by that the students are applying for financial aid through the FAFSA application, and we're reviewing that information, maybe asking for more documents, then making those awards as appropriate, what they're eligible for.
Right, and I know one financial change this year, tuition has gone up a little bit. I've talked about that in some of the board meetings. Sure. So tell me a little bit about how you guys adapt to that.
Sure. So there has been a slight increase for this past year for tuition. The federal Pell Grant actually had a small increase as well. So hopefully that'll help soften that blow for a lot of students. There's the student loans that are available to those students as well. A number of different scholarships locally, as well as there are a few national ones, I suppose, and then our own Alpena Community College Foundation scholarships.
Right, so tell me a little bit about in the financial aid office over at ACC, the different resources you have for students and parents.
Okay.
Parents are a big part of the financial aid process.
So the biggest process, the starting of the whole thing is applying for admission. And Mike had talked a little bit about that process earlier. That tells the school who you are and what your plans are for the school. Then in January, the new application for the new FAFSA year comes out. So between January 1st and March 1st are the ideal times to complete that application. Students can still complete a FAFSA application for the 15-16 year. We're on the late side a little bit right now, but there's still time to get it done before school starts, and the sooner the better, definitely. That FAFSA application helps us to determine the amounts of federal aid and some of the state financial aid programs that are out there as well. Also in January, Alpena Community College Foundation has a scholarship application that's available, and again, that is due usually middle to later March. And then in the local area, the Community Foundation for Northeast Michigan gives out a lot of scholarships as well. Their application comes out in January and is due April 1st usually.
Right. And like I said before, parents are a huge part of financial aid. A lot of times with students, I mean, if not providing more helping on the benefit side.
Sure.
So I know APS has teamed up with ACC, the financial aid offices, to provide free courses to students and their families if they want to come join, to kind of help them with that FAFSA process. It's a very long and grueling process, as many college students know.
Yes.
So tell me why you think that's beneficial and a good thing that the college is doing with APS.
Well, this is kind of a new thing with APS. Right. And what we're doing is helping, if students have questions about financial, or parents, we can help them fill out the FAFSA. We have a couple computers in our office. We can sit them down and get them going on that process if it's time for them to do that. We have for actually some time now, years, gone out to the high school and done different programs explaining how the financial aid process works, how to fill out the FAFSA, timeframes to do that. And those usually occur in the January-February timeframe. And not just with the Alpena High School, but also many of the local high schools, in our area. Down as far as Whittemore, Prescott, and the Rogers City, Posen, out to Joburg, so in kind of every point in between, we've been out and talking to schools and the students and the parents to help them with that process.
Right, and so tell me, how long have you been at ACC doing your job?
Which time?
Exactly. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your history.
My first job out of college was here at Alpena Community College, and so I was here for 3.5 years at that time. Moved on to a couple of four-year colleges after that. For 17 years, I was away from Alpena, and 4 years ago now I returned as a director of financial aid.
And so, like you said, you worked at some other colleges. What did you take from those jobs and experiences and apply to ACC so that it's changed in the past few years, maybe?
There's lots of changes over the years. I mean, there's been a lot of changes in the financial aid world, and there's always something to learn every year in one spot or another. But yeah, you do no doubt learn a lot of things from other places, some different ways to attack different problems or challenges that you may have. I got to in a four-year school, you have more people working in an office, so you kind of become more specialized, and so you get a little deeper into some of the programs and problems in some areas, but then you kind of lose some things in some other areas. And so over the years, I've seen a lot of different things, and coming back here, become a little bit more of a generalist, but I have to know everything about everything, I guess, as far as the financial aid process and how everything works and fits together. And so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Always something new every day.
Right. Got to adapt. Got to learn new things. Always. That's great. And as you're saying, working in financial aid for the past few years, the history you have in it, how have you seen technology that's come along change the process?
Oh wow, technology.
Technology.
When I started back in just as far back as the 90s, we were sending in information to the Federal Processing Center for Pell Grants penciling in bubbles
Right.
for each individual student and setting that in. That's how we were communicating with the federal government. So we had computers. At some cases, they were what we call dumb terminals. They weren't the PCs that we have today. So it was very limited what we could do on those computers. But it sure wasn't the communication back and forth with the outside agencies that we have now with the internet and email and everything else that's out there. That seems real common today, but it wasn't too many years back that we weren't using those items.
Yeah, and so a lot of changes going on, like you said, in the past few years. This summer, with the courses being offered and everything going on. So if people want to learn more or talk to someone at ACC, what can they do? Can they go to a website or?
We have some information on our website. How to apply. We have a nice little tutorial on our website, the financial aid website, that kind of steps a person through that FAFSA process. It does a really nice job. They can call our office. We're there 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and our phone number is 358-7286.
Okay.
And we're there, like I say, during the week and can help people out with questions they have. They can stop into our office and we can work through those problems with them there too.
Well, great. Thanks so much for all the information, Rob. We really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, and coming up next, we'll be speaking to Lori Dzinski from the registrar at ACC to tell us a little bit about the changes in registration and a new project that they're taking part in. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Insights, everyone, where we're talking about the changes going on at ACC for this upcoming school year. I'm here with Lori Dzinski, the registrar at ACC. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. Thanks so much for joining us. So first, I just want to start off by asking you kind of what the changes are going on in the registration process at ACC this summer.
Okay. I think Mike Colleen had talked earlier about the orientation. Mandatory orientation, that is the big change that we've made for the fall 2015 semester. In addition to that change, we've also looked at our late registration policies, trying to limit, students registering a couple weeks into the semester. So the new policy is students can register during the first week of our semester, but they do have to have permission from the instructor if the course is already started. That's a big change. We, in the past, used to allow some registrations into the second week. Sometimes it even hit the third week. For our students to be successful, we're putting a limitation on that, and also including the faculty approval to start late.
Gotcha. And I know you were talking a little bit about the central registration process.
Yes, we do still have early registration through August 7th. So our returning students do have an opportunity to come in and register through August 7th. A key piece of that early registration is tuition is also due on that date.
Right.
So be sure that your financial aid is ready and everything is set by August 7th. Then we have our central registration, which is held the week prior to the start of the semester. And that would be August 18th, 19th, and 20th, and we start at 9 a.m. And we'll have our returning students coming in at that point and also new students. And there will be the orientation sessions available for our new students. Classes start August 24th.
All right, great. And one big thing that you guys are taking part in this year that's new is the Win-Win Project. So there's a lot of components to this. And first, tell me kind of about how you started it here at ACC and really what it is for the viewers.
Okay, it's a Michigan project that has been going on, I think it's since 2009. ACC got involved in the second session of the project last fall. And basically what we're doing is trying to identify students who attended ACC, earned 50 plus credit hours, and maybe left without earning their degree or being aware of how close they are. We started the project in the fall by identifying approximately 220 students involved in that. And the first session of that project, we pulled out the students that actually completed requirements for an associate in general studies, an associate in arts, and a few that completed an associate in science degree. We contacted them by email, and then a second contact was made by letter form. And we're very happy that we've received over 50% response from those students. By the end of the summer semester, we should be awarding approximately 38 degrees out of 65 who actually completed the requirements. So we're very happy with that. The next component that we just started for the Win-Win project is contacting students who are near completion. And we identified or contacted approximately 150 students who are within 10 credit hours of a degree. The number of responding students might seem low. We've got about 8 to 10 students that have contacted us, 2 that are already registered. But we're very happy with that number, that students are still, they're understanding how close they are and they do want to complete it. So that's what our next step in this whole project is identifying those credits that they need, completing those last courses, and awarding their degree.
And so some people may be wondering, you're so close to a degree or you even have completed that degree. How do these students go out of ACC not knowing that they have this degree completed or that they're so close?
Like I indicated, I'm reviewing for an associate in general studies or an associate in arts. A number of our students could have been enrolled at ACC in an occupational program, or they may have started under one program and changed their mind a few times and didn't realize that as they continued their education, those Gen Ed requirements had been completed and 60 hours already earned. They might have been working toward, let's say, I'm just saying an accounting degree, didn't realize that they actually had a general education degree completed, and then walked away. Some of our students don't even realize that they have to let us know that they are done, they're ready for their degree to be awarded, and they have to work with the registrar's office, to have that final audit done and posting of their credential to their record. Other students may have left thinking they'll do 1 or 3 semesters at ACC and then move on to a university. And maybe something changed in their life and they didn't make it to the university or didn't complete enough hours. We're working with those students. They can even transfer those credits back if they happen to transfer. We just want to touch base with as many as we can to award any degree.
Right, and you have done that so far with a few, like you were saying. What's the response you've been getting from them? Or the reaction?
The reaction, it's a very positive reaction.
Yeah.
A lot of thanks. They didn't realize, students did not realize that they had completed a degree requirement. So far it's just been positive from everyone.
That's great. That's great, yeah, because it also, it's a lot of jobs require those degrees, so are they going off now and kind of pursuing what they were planning on afterwards now that they're able to?
Well, I haven't talked that closely with them, but some of them might be working right now. Some of them it could enhance their current position. Having a degree could mean a small increase in pay or other opportunities within their current employment. Right. It could also just mean possibilities with new employment. You see many jobs that list a minimum degree requirement of an associate's degree. If you've done the work at ACC, get the credential posted. Absolutely.
You've done the work, you might as well get the credit, right?
Get the credit for it, yes.
And so you're still looking for some of those to respond to you. So, if there are some out there, what can they do to get in contact with you?
Basically, we did, in the letters, we did give phone information, email information, but please contact us. Even if you didn't hear from us, if you're thinking, I have multiple hours earned at ACC, but no credential earned, get in touch with us and we'll do an audit, do a review of your record or the student's record, and see how close or if a completion has already been made.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much for all the information, Lori. We really appreciate it. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. And tune back in next week to Insights to learn more about what's going on in Northeast Michigan. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Insights into Northeast Michigan is produced by WBKB News. If you have any comments, suggestions, or topics you would like to see on a future show, please email WBKB News. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.
The furniture and set design for this episode of Insights is provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South, Alpena.